Okay, so first I'm going to ask you a few basic questions.
Okay.
Um, is there a specific meaning behind your name, Mr. DePierro?
First or the last name?
It could be either or both.
Well, my first name is somewhat interesting. I wasn't planned.
Oh,
Yes, I was a surprise baby.
wow.
Yeah, my parents wanted two kids, and somehow I became the third.
Mm-hmm.
So my father asked my mother if it was okay, no matter if it was a boy or a girl, if he can name it Chris, not Christine and not Christopher,
Just Chris.
just Chris. And my mother was very indifferent. She was like, fine. And it was because growing up, my dad lost his brother and his sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And he grew up with two great friends. One was a boy, one was a girl, and both of their names were Chris. So he wanted to name me Chris.
So that's where it originated from.
That's where it originated from.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, so this kind of relates to it, but is your name related to any of your ancestors, or that would just be like you said your dad's?
My middle name, I had an Uncle Thomas.
Oh, okay.
I'm Chris Thomas Vincent DePierro. Vincent was my confirmation name, and that was my grandfather's on my mother's side.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there's some backstory for those two. But I'm glad I'm named after my Uncle Thomas. I never met him, you know, and so I'm glad they keep that tradition going.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. If you could have a different name for yourself, what would it be?
Ooh. Now that's something that I've thought about.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I really didn't like Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just didn't like it. You know, when you hang out with Tony's and Vinny's and Chris,
Yeah.
you know, like, it doesn't sound intimidating at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I wanted like Rocco, Vito, stuff like that. I always wondered what my life would be with a hardcore Italian name.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very happy with Chris. I don't mind. Because growing up, I was like the only Chris around, and now they're all over the place.
Yeah,
you know.
But I like it because it's like it's not like short for anything. It's just your actual first name, like just Chris.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
That's it. Right. We had to get permission from our pastor in our church to have it Chris.
Oh, wow.
Because Chris is not a saint's name. Oh. Christopher is a saint's name.
Yeah.
So the pastor was just like, yeah. It wasn't no big thing, but it was cool. I think it was Father Reinbold. Yes, back in the day.
And so I know your name's Chris, so it's like very short. But does anyone have a nickname for you? Like, do you have a nickname?
Nobody really gave me a nickname in high school. I gave myself a nickname, which is really,
yeah.
You know, you don't give yourself a nickname, you know, you wait for somebody else to give you a nickname. And my dad was a cop, and every now and then I'd see a Bullet. So I said, oh, Bullet. I'm on the swim team and I'm fast. I call myself Bullet.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it was all right. I think it was a little obnoxious to tell you the truth. But, and then, you know, of course, my friends were like, oh, do you know what happens to a bullet in the water? It goes slow. Yeah, exactly. But, no, you know, a few of my friends called me Chrissy growing up, but not in the derogatory way. They would just call it Chrissy. So if they weren't really like being mean, I let them. I really didn't care. It was all right. It was an endearing thing to me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a friend. Her name's Christina. We call her like Chris for short, or Chrissy. Those are like the two nicknames. So, and last question: do you like your name?
Now I do. Now I do. Yeah. Growing up and then you get older and, you know, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
It's just one syllable. I don't know, man. It just goes quick. And it's a weird combination of letters. Mm-hmm. You know, I do this thing where, you know, a C. The letter C shouldn't be in the alphabet. It should be ABDs. You know, we got an S and we have a K, and that covers everything that a C should. So my name should be KRIS. So I complain about that sometimes.
Yeah. No, I hear it in class. You like don't think C should be. Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna like hit you with a bunch of random questions. This has nothing to do with your name, they're just random.
Right.
Okay. So if you have a bucket list, if you do, if you don't, it's fine. If you were to have a bucket list, what would be on it? Like things you want to accomplish or things you want to do in your life?
I want to see Italy and Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the top on my bucket list, and that's in the works right now. Oh boy. You know, I need to work on some more movies.
Yeah.
So there's one movie that I'm writing right now that's about growing up around this area. So that's on my bucket list.
That's cool.
Just to finish that. I really don't have a list of things that I want to accomplish before I leave this lovely earth.
Yeah.
You know, I think of like having children and stuff like that, but at a certain age, you kind of like, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
And I have two amazing nephews and a fantastic niece that kind of fill that void of love.
That's good.
That I, give to somebody who is like me.
And you have all of us too.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Believe me, I wouldn't be in this job if it wasn't for the students, and I get a kick out of teaching Hudson County youth.
Yeah.
Being a Hudson County youth one day. Back in the day I was, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So kind of like to that, but what are you most thankful for?
Oh boy, the health of my family. In this world, just so many, diseases and this and cancer and fortunate enough to have the members of my family still around. We lost my dad a couple of years ago. In fact, today's his birthday.
Aww.
Isn't that wild that you bring it up on his birthday? But yeah, that's probably what I'm most thankful for. That we're all together and the family's growing and everybody loves each other, and I'm thankful for this job.
Yeah.
It's a great job. I get out at 3:00 in the afternoon. And, when you guys get jobs, you realize, wow, I like to get out at 3:00 too, instead of 7:30, coming home, eating, going to sleep, and doing it all over again. So I'm thankful for the job. And I'm thankful for the group of friends I have. A very small group of friends, but the quality of them is just amazing.
That's good.
And it's really not the quantity of your friends. It's the quality of them. As you get older, you really don't need that many people.
Exactly.
You don't need that many friends.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And kind of the opposite of that, what are you most afraid of?
Oh boy.
These are pretty deep questions.
Yeah. But afraid of, I mean, I don't want to say failure, because I failed so many times in my life with doing stuff. I've accomplished a lot too, but I'm not afraid of failing and trying to do something and not working out. I just think that, giving it a shot is good enough to see where it goes. I'm afraid of I guess losing family members and stuff like that. How the mind races sometimes. You start thinking about stuff and silly stuff, and I guess just not accomplishing things that I want to accomplish. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And I keep doing it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I fail all the time.
Failure is part of life.
It is. And once you kind of accept that in a way and just say, wow, at least I'm going out there and trying it. And then you meet people along the way that kind of influence you. And you got to take something good from every bad experience. It sounds easy, but
yeah. Okay, so more lighthearted question. How do you like to spend your free time?
I relax a lot.
Yeah.
I like watching Deadliest Catch. That relaxes me, watching crab fishing in Alaska for some reason. I like driving. I like going on rides. Kind of clears my head, and I get some good creative thoughts sometimes. Even I shut the radio off and I'll just drive. Excuse me.
And just like think.
Yeah, and not really say, okay, I'm gonna go out and think now.
Yeah.
Just kind of let it happen. So relaxing, spending time with my my younger nephew. That's always cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, we watch the football games together and stuff. That's relaxing.
Yeah.
It takes you out of the real world. A lot of the stuff in the real world you have no control over. It just kind of happens, and people stress out about that kind of stuff. But I reached a point in my life where if I can't control the outcome, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll try and influence a little if I can, but and people just, I feel bad for people because they get anxiety and they get anxious, and it's not a good deal because I really haven't ever been, diagnosed with anything like that, but I definitely get anxious and nervous, but I know how to deal with it at this point. You got to take a step back, look at yourself, encourage yourself. Your own best friend is yourself.
Exactly.
It's your inner voice encouraging you. And in the same way, it could discourage you if you let it. And you just got to laugh it off. I laugh at myself. Well, I'm like, well, why are you even thinking like that? And I understand I'm a human and I'm going to have to think sometimes like that because it just pops into your head. But, you edit it out. You siphon all the stuff and keep the good stuff and throw the bad stuff away.
Awesome. That's really inspiring. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A few more questions here. If you could think of a perfect day, what would that entail?
Waking up late.
Yeah.
I'd say not too late. I'd say by 10 o'clock. And having my high caffeine tea and go and come here, of course.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's a slow day, but kind of like a Halloween. Come here on a Halloween where it's just crazy and stuff, just a lot of stuff happening. And going home and maybe working a little. I need to do more research on stuff, and but that takes energy and focus, and sometimes you don't. But in a perfect day, I would definitely do that. I would work on whatever my interests are outside of school, making movies and stuff like that. Talking to my family, having a good meal, hopefully cheese ravioli with homemade meatballs that my mom makes, delicious little bolognese sauce.
Yum.
Yes, having a nice dessert, and getting to sleep probably like 11.
Yeah,
the latest.
I like that.
I get tired. I don't know why I get tired. I guess I'm human.
Yeah. I like that because I feel like some people's answers would be so different. Like I would love to be on a beach somewhere, but I like how simple.
Yeah, I don't know. I like beaches and I like jumping in a warm ocean, but it's like I know people really they gotta go to the beach. Man.
Yeah,
I gotta go to the beach. I'm like, I'd rather sit here and watch Deadliest Catch or something. Watch a documentary. But the sun is very good for you. You definitely have to get some sun on your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of beaches,
yes.
Are you a beach person or a woods person?
I'm a woods person,
really?
I think. Yeah.
I would see you being a beach person.
Really?
Yeah.
I just get antsy on the beach.
Really?
Like if I'm laying down I feel like I should be doing something. I'm like, I can't relax here. It's just after a half hour, I'm just like, I got to go for a walk on a boardwalk or something. So if you include the boardwalk onto like going to the beach, that's definitely a good draw for me. Because in the woods, there's nothing. I've gone camping in the woods and it's just like 5 hours away and then an hour hike into the woods in the middle of nowhere.
I know. Yes, it could be scary.
It can, and it should be scary because there's animals that live in the woods. It's their woods. It's not your woods. So they used to come around and stuff like that. And but I liked it. I liked the quietness of the woods and I just didn't like waking up in the cold. Like we went up there with oh, it's just, and you're dirty. There's dirt everywhere. By the campfire you smell like smoke and stuff like that. But overall I would say if the boardwalk is involved, the beach. If you take the boardwalk out, I don't
then
think
it's not.
Yeah, I can't sit there all day in the sun.
Okay, last question. If there's one thing you could change about this interview, what would it be?
Wow.
It's okay. You could be mean. I'll take it.
Can I?
I'll take constructive criticism.
One thing I could change about the interview.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I know it is. I think the interview went really well.
It did.
I would change the people in the control room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I think
it's like, what?
I don't know how to come up with something somewhat humorous. Have it in the afternoon, maybe.
Okay.
After my caffeine fix, but I think it's moving along quite well.
All right.
What do you think? What would you change? Exactly.
Yeah, that's a hard question. I don't think anything. This is good for my first like actual good interview. I think it was pretty.
I think so too. You were well prepared with your with all your questions ready to go. Very good.
Anyway, well, that's about it. Thank you, Mr. DePierro.
You're welcome, Allie.
I really appreciate
pleasure.
it. That was the Allie interview. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
They got it.